What's going on, guys? This is Cliff at Roundtable Studios animating the RWBY Red trailer. If you guys don't already know, I am doing a RWBY Red trailer 2020 version of the Rooster Teeth animation. So I kind of wanted to go ahead and make my version of it. It's not going to be one-to-one, but it's going to be pretty cool and pretty fun. If you were in the last stream, you would know that it was a pretty interesting to get everything started, but I believe everything should be okay to get started now. So the last one I did the intro, where she's just kind of standing on the cliff, and if you guys want to see more of it, or just like the kind of static animation, I'll do that too. Otherwise, I just figured that I would go ahead and kind of just go right into the action part of it. If you guys want to see the other ones, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to go right into the action. Just waiting for everyone to come in, and then I'll start. Give you guys a couple seconds. Okay, what's going on, Fiction Rumble? Welcome to the stream. Alright, so I have my reference footage, which is going to be the, obviously the Red trailer. But what I'm not going to do, as I learned in the last one, is I'm not going to play it in the stream. That way I don't get it blocked by Rooster Teeth. But what I will do is set up the scene. I'm gonna start pretty much where the action starts, where she's kind of standing there and waiting for the werewolves to attack. So I'll take this is my RWBY rig, which you can find online for free, and this is my werewolf rig, which is custom. Let's see. And if you guys are pretty much an open chat, if you guys have any questions, feel free to write in the comments. Hello, Pick, or P-I-K. Let's see what we got going on here. That's the wall. You pretty much just start it wherever. Now, I don't really know, because this is an environment from Unreal, so I don't know what the best size for her is. I feel like this is a little bit small. Maybe I'll make her a tad bigger. That might be the other control. Make her a little bit bigger. So according to my reference footage, her head and everything is still covered, so I'm gonna keep her hands back like I did in the last video, just cause actually no, her hands are covered. I might as well give her on her side and just give her like a nice good pose. want to keep it open. I don't know if I want to keep this open. I'll probably keep this. It's a very interesting control that it has for the two fingers here. I think it's good for now, and then we'll kind of see how it goes. It's really kind of posed here. It's gonna feel a lot more dynamic when the wind and everything is flowing. But we'll just put it on a nice initial pose, similar to what the her pose was. She kind of was just standing there, and the wind is just kind of flowing while everything is going. So it looks good. Okay, so 68. So we'll do here. I'm gonna set up my camera now. So I'm gonna do the camera to kind of get an idea of where it's gonna be. What's going on, Sunil Dip? Yep, I can see you. I see you there. Well, I can hear you, or I can see your comment at least. I'm not sure I can physically see you, but I see you. Let's see. Okay, let's second. We'll be back to where she was. Let's get the camera. The camera starts not behind her. The camera starts kind of here, right? Do I need any voice actors? No. There's no voice acting in this short. And then anything else I'm working in, like I'm not sure if you know, but I'm working on the Dragon Sword versus Godzilla Superpower Beatdown, Bat in the Sun, and they got all the things. So, but I know you're always asking. So anytime something comes up, I'll let you know. This kind of starts here. Here. And then here. It looks like that's the camera just kind of flows behind. Yeah, it looks about. I know it kind of stays there for a little bit, but it's gonna be kind of panning around to look at all of the. If you guys know the Red trailer, sync it up to your own version to see where I'm at. But I'm at the beginning, and this is going to be where the cape is flowing, and then you see the werewolves coming. So I'm just kind of looking. Okay, so I think we could start placing the werewolves. Looking at my reference footage. Bat in the Sun reached out to me. Yes, I'm not sure if you've seen, if you look on their last, well, not the last Superpower Beatdown, but I think one of their, well, you can definitely see it on their Instagram page. But if you look on their Instagram page, you'll see, you'll see that they're posting about Godzilla versus the Dragon Sword, and on the Instagram Live, they've mentioned it, but yeah, they saw my work with some of the other collaborations and wanted to take advantage of the time to go ahead and make another animated beatdown. So let's see. Let's go ahead and bring out. Hey, Phoebe, what's going on? But do you animate in Maya and render in Unreal because your last animation? Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yes, that's exactly what I do. I animate in Maya and then render in Unreal Engine. I know a lot of people, I know Maya has the capabilities, obviously, to go ahead and make realistic looking or pretty much any type of animations that you want. But, I guess if I want to be honest, I guess I'll be honest that I personally don't know how to render that well with Maya to that level of standard, but I've figured out that Unreal kind of has, just for me personally, of course, just a better user face for me to get really good results quicker. So I choose to just bounce into Unreal Engine to make it a little bit easier for me. Are you collaborating with Mighty Raccoon? Me and Mighty Raccoon collabed on a couple projects, but I don't think we're going to be doing any more collaborations, anytime soon. But he's killing it, man. Like he he had this most recent animation, the coronavirus, one with All Heroes United. That did crazy numbers. So he is doing pretty good. Where do you still get rigs on Mixamo or build your own? Majority of my rigs I get built. Because this is a werewolf. This is custom built, so I can do whatever I want with the werewolf. So if I want facial controls, I have it. He has eye controls. Actually, I should be. Am I missing controls? But let's see. Okay, there we go. Right, so there's that. Yeah, so I have all of my custom controls, anything like this. This is pretty much all custom, but I get them rigged by one of my rigger. He rigs them for me. He puts it in a way that I personally that I like it and tailored to me. But not everyone has someone that can rig or is willing to pay someone to rig, so I usually let people know, hey, listen, if you want to go ahead and get something rigged, Mixamo is free and lets you get stuff done, but obviously nothing is better than getting it custom rigged. So now I'm going to start moving the werewolf to the location of where it needs to be. I'm just making sure everything fits. I'm not missing anything. Let's see. Okay. So now everything's there. Let's move the first werewolf into spot. And we're gonna be a couple of werewolves. Actually, let's count how many werewolves. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 8, 9, 10. We have technically 10 werewolves in scene, which is not bad as far as rendering. I'm not really worried about it. This werewolf is tiny. Look at this compared to RWBY. Oh my god. We need to make the werewolf bigger. Which is fine. Let's try 2. Let's see how the werewolf looks next to RWBY before we can start moving him. Is that a good size? I feel like that's still a little too small. That might be better. I think that's good. I'm okay with that. That way at least he looks fine in scale wise. How long have you worked on Megazord versus Godzilla? That's it's a very good question. A while. I've been working on it for a while. We're set to release in June. And I'm just starting to put out some stuff on Instagram, but not too much animation, obviously, with the it's their stuff, so I gotta post my own stuff. We come with the questions today, which is awesome. Did you make your own model RWBY? No, this is free online. You can get this, type in RWBY free rig. I believe his name is Christoph Stoff, Art Stoff. I'm butchering his name for sure. And he is the one who rigged this. I did not make this from scratch. Absolutely not. This is free online, which gave me the idea to even do something like this. I saw the rig was free. He released it recently. And I thought this would be a good idea to go ahead and use that to celebrate 10,000 subscribers. Alright, so now the first werewolf is, well, it's only one werewolf, so you can put him in place. Stance. And we're going to be kind of just putting them in key poses. I don't necessarily want to, and what I'm doing is I'm just going to be looking up werewolf references of just kind of like stances of just like, you know, like standing poses, because from the, you know, like anything like this, I'm not gonna make this too complicated. That's cool too. Like, it doesn't really necessarily have to be from somewhere that, you know, legit. Like, I think the werewolves are kind of just breathing, just looking at RWBY looking like they're about to attack, if you remember from the trailer. So I'm gonna be setting up my first one, and then once I set up my first one, then I'll kind of animate them, put them in place. And it's interesting, someone mentioned to me, I'm looking at the trailer now, but I'm looking at the trailer now, and only only 3 or 4 of them move. Not all of them move, and actually a lot of them are pretty stationary. So what I'll probably do is I'll keep some of them kind of like breathing and stationary. That way it's not necessarily taking up too much of, like, I'm not going to take too much animation time coming up with stuff, different things, when the cool shot is pretty much just the cape flowing and the wolves there, and that might be the animation for the stream. But whenever we get that going, it should be good. I'm just looking at my reference here. Okay. So the first pose, I'm probably gonna take this one, just to kind of like put it in place. Not gonna make anything too complicated. How much do you charge for animations? Woof. I guess it really depends on the animation. You know, like I said, that's the honest answer. If it's gonna be a 10 model epic, if it's gonna be some craziness where you know, I guess there's gonna be some craziness where it's like, oh man, like this is gonna be a whole bunch of characters, a whole bunch of actions, and a whole bunch of things, and it's obviously gonna be more money. But if it is not gonna be all of that, then it will be less. So it really depends per project. So a lot of times people ask me, you know, what the animations or if the extra commissions or anything like that. But it's usually a little process of just trying to find out exactly what they're looking for and what they're trying to achieve, and making sure that it's the right fit. What is going on here? This is a little weird. Where are my controls? Man, this guy coming from the hard hitters. How much did Panda Sun pay you? I'm not answering that question. What are we doing? That's probably a little personal, man. I'm not. That's crazy. Something I'm missing a couple controls here on my werewolf rig. Trying to figure out where they are. Very interesting. So let's try to get another one in there and see what happens. I'm gonna bring in another werewolf just to see if all of my controls are there. Okay, so all the controls are on this one. That's weird that it's not in the other one. I wonder if I can reference, reload reference. I wonder if I can reload the reference so it has all the stuff on it, but nope, doesn't have any stuff on it, which is fine, which is cool. Oh, my boy David coming in on the live stream. What's going on, David? It's my brother, man. Coming to visit. How was it working with the guys from Ismail Hawk? It was fun. It was challenging. It was an eye-opening experience. I can tell already that I'm going to be learning a lot from working with Bat and the Sun as well. They are, just based on how they are scripting their scenes and based on how they looking at, even though they haven't really necessarily have as much experience working with animation, maybe at least to my knowledge, the way they're able to go ahead and direct me and let me know exactly what I need to do, what they're looking for. I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a ton from just working with them, which is great. So not to answer your question, but working with Ismail was good. It was challenging. It definitely, if anything, I felt it really catapulted me from looking at my stuff from, oh, okay, cool, these are just some, fun animations on YouTube, to really things that are like, oh no, these can be really, legit. And I definitely, shout out to my man Danny Shepard. He's a cool dude, great dude, and he continues to support to this day. He still looks at my animations and my posts and things like that. So I can't wait for them to kind of make a comeback to YouTube and bringing it back on the fold. So I know they have some stuff coming up this year. So looking forward to work on those guys again. How do you extract 3D models from video games? I do not. I have a video right here on my channel on how I get the models. So that's definitely going to be a better insight on where and how I get my models. Alright. So now the first werewolf. So now that I have my werewolf with the proper controls, I can actually set them and make them do what they're supposed to do. But now the funny thing is, here's an actual animation lesson. I'll do that. Usually you do FK controls for arms, right? Because the body, body moves and the arm moves, right? And then you do IK controls for the feet, right? So because the werewolves kind of use almost like, I don't say gorillas, but because they kind of use their arms to move, I'm probably just gonna pose them and figure out afterwards. But I would imagine that it might be easier to use IK in order to move them. But what I'll do is I'll just pose them in FK now like I usually do. I'm going back to this pose. I'm just gonna put this in, and then after I do that, then I'm gonna, I'm like, what could I do? So now that I have that, much easier to be able to pose this. And once it's posed, I can kind of reorganize and kind of put it anywhere that I want to put it. And I've never animated werewolves before, so this is going to be a learning experience for me, for sure. So this one has his head up. He doesn't have his textures loaded in yet. I'll load those in later. Not necessarily gonna do that now. But he has one arm kind of shifted down. So what I'm gonna do is kind of shift the body down to go ahead and let's see. Yeah, because this gonna be moving by his knuckles and stuff like that. He's definitely gonna be needing IK, but we'll do a fist. Yeah, fist is good. Put the fist to go down. Oh. I remember he said he was gonna fix that. I remember I was talking to my rigger and he made the fist control, but then since the nails are so big, the nails kind of go pierce right into his fingers, which is pretty weird. So I think we came up with a way in order to make the fist look closed, but at the same time not necessarily wrong control, not necessarily pierce through his, but I gotta talk to him about it because I remember he told me. I just do not remember right now what that was. Let's see. What's the difference between EXR versus a PNG sequence? That is a very technical question. I love it. Difference between EXR versus a PNG sequence. EXR is going to capture all of the lighting and that's my knowledge. It captures a lot of the data needed in order to give the post-processing effects the most amount of information it needs to change up anything you want post afterwards. I don't believe PNG offers that same amount of technical detail, which is why PNG is better than JPEG, because PNG offers more information and EXR offers, I believe, the most information. That is my understanding. If I'm wrong, for any of my technical people, please let me know. But that's my understanding, and that's why most people, if you have the option to render definitely from a camera, I believe camera comes in EXR. But if you're rendering in an animation, you could do EXR. That's what we did for Megazord versus Voltron. We did EXR rendering, but everything else I do PNG. And hey, Pick, did you play Final Fantasy VII Remake yet? That has been pretty cool animation in Chapter 17. I have not. No, I have not. I don't even have it. It's I should get it. I don't have it yet. And the reason why, and usually I get video games and I justify it saying it's research, and it is. You know, I get games and I look at it at different lenses than I usually do. But in the state that we're in, where we're kind of home and we can do whatever we need at home, and this would be a great time to, you know, plug in some great hours in video games. Not that I'm not playing, I just know that if I have Final Fantasy VII Remake, I'm going to be using a lot of hours in playing it. So soon, I just don't know when I will go ahead and play it. I like this pose. It's a standard pose. I want to fix the legs. The legs are way too just standing there. I'm gonna move this one more back. Put this one forward. Where's my music? Oh, where's my music? There it is. A little bit more dynamic from the side, and then we can even give them a look here. So now if I were to look at the camera, so that's at least one, and I know that's I know we got a lot more left to go, so it's been very interesting. Look at this guy. Look at this guy, David Paul, with the information. Whatever consider doing cons again. The funny thing is, I think you're the only person I know I used to do cons. So there's that. Let me save this scene. Would I consider doing cons again? No. Not unless I was featured. That sounds pretty cocky to do, but from my experience of doing cons, well, if anyone doesn't know, what I started to do, I necessarily didn't, you know, think of doing just stuff right on YouTube, but when I was starting out, I like the pose. That last location looks a little weird. I'm not gonna lie. Looks a little weird there. Let me look at my reference footage. The red trailer. Yeah, because everything on the is facing it. They're kind of like angled right to her, right? So the fact that he's kind of angled this way is a little weird. So what I'm going to do is look at here. I'm just gonna have to remember to shift this whenever I get a chance, right? I don't know if that's gonna be a major, but we'll do that, and then we just gotta remember when I switch to Unreal Engine to shift his main control 30 degrees. We'll see if that even lines up, but we'll see if that lines up, but yeah. So what I used to do when I started, sorry to go back to David's question, what's going on with B Rice? Yeah, when I started, I used to go to cons and I used to go ahead and showcase my animation on the artist floor, the artist gallery, and it was good. It was a great experience, and a lot of people who watched my animations, they were pretty impressed, and they really liked how it was. But it didn't do much to grow I guess as an me as an artist, I didn't really see a lot of traction from doing it. Like the amount of time and money that you spend doing it. Like it's a great experience if you just love the culture of just going to cons and checking out the merchandise and all the cool products and meeting celebrities and things like that. That I feel like it was a really good that was a good experience. But as far as it to grow my animation, I don't necessarily think that that is going to be anything I would do again in the future. But unless someone calls me and says, "Hey, listen, we want to bring you in," that's a whole different question. That's a whole Now we're talking a whole different ball game. Then we got some we got some responses, but not for myself. Do I use a PC or a laptop? I currently have a PC. I custom built it, but I have used a laptop before. I recommend using a PC. I do have videos on good laptops to use on my channel. I will always recommend a PC. You will get more bang for your buck with the PC. Where is my music? Let's see. But I'm currently trying to get a what? Let's see. What's going on, Biohazard Studios? Greeting, what runner engine do you use? It's probably my number one question. I use Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine is the software that I use. David, if you're still in the chat, keep your phone next to you because very well I'm gonna call you after this. Coming into my street. I love it. All right. So that werewolf is good. It's not gonna be perfect. He's not gonna be doing a lot. He's kind of be just sitting in the background. There's no use to messing with some more, especially when I have to bring out 9 more of them. So what we are going to do is remove this one. Because this one doesn't have my controls on it. I don't know what happened. Actually, I'm curious on this one if the same thing happens if I try to make an animation set. Maybe that's what happened. Werewolf A. Maybe in creating a set. Nope. That's not what happened. For some reason, the other werewolf just didn't want to... Yeah, they just didn't want to have all my things, so I'm gonna have to remove him. So look, I'll probably show this, but this is my only thing. It's my reference editor. I will remove this werewolf. So make sure it's the right one. And once he is removed, he is gone, and we're going to bring in a new one. Gonna bring in a new werewolf, and we'll load the textures. We're gonna need to bring in a lot of werewolves coming in. We're gonna change his size to 2.3, so he's the same size as everybody else. We're also going to, I'll probably do that all at once because it doesn't make any sense to Okay, and we're gonna bring him. Ooh. We're gonna start surrounding this girl now. And I guess if I wanted to take another werewolf stance, I mean, this looks pretty creepy, I'm not gonna lie. Looks pretty good. Or this one. I mean, I could do a lot. I could do most of them. Oh, that looks cool. Oof. Imagine was it the karate pose? That'd be funny. We'll do this one. We'll do something like this. Let's see. Okay, I'm just looking at my reference. Sorry if I'm quiet. I'm kind of just thinking and looking around. Let's see. Okay, sorry about that. Let's see. Alright, so let's go ahead and pose him out. Question from studio to studio: are there any universal from studio to studio? That's funny because Roundtable Studios bar. I see what you did there. Man. Are there any universal plugins you recommend for 3D artists such as myself? Universal in the sense of it works with Maya Max or Cinema 4D. Nope. that's probably the easiest thing. There's a lot of things that because Maya and Max are from the same company with Autodesk, whereas Cinema 4D, it's not. So a lot of things don't, besides just meshes and animation data, transfer over. So as far as a plugin, because a plugin really means that it's kind of specialized towards it, because you're gonna have V-Ray, and V-Ray is a plugin for Maya Max, and I believe Cinema 4D can use it as well. But a lot of these are tools. A lot of these are in the beholder. So, a lot of people ask, what tool do you use? I use Unreal Engine, but people use Blender and blah, blah, and whichever, and some use Cinema 4D. All of these tools, if you know how to use them, can deliver great results. So usually a lot of people ask, like, which is the best program to go ahead and use? And I usually say whatever's the most easiest for you. Like right now I use Maya to animate, but I personally I am not able to create the same render value in Maya for myself than I can do in Unreal. Now, mind you, Maya is the industry standard. Maya is what's used to make a lot of the stuff that's in the movie theater, or in graphics as in general. If anything, Maya is probably stronger than Unreal Engine. So if I wanted to create amazing effects, like Megazord vs. Voltron was rendered in Maya, and I still feel like that is a very good render. Like the look of it and everything, that was completely rendered in Maya. So, but I actually had a lot of help with that on the project. Danny was doing lighting. A lot of people were doing different tasks in order to achieve those same render results, and I just don't possess that knowledge. Unreal Engine makes it a lot easier for me to do so, therefore that's what I use it. So if you use Cinema 4D, then I would just kind of just go down and really look into Cinema 4D and say, what, like, oh man, like what can I do in here that makes it really stand out, makes it really special, or anything like that. So and just really go about it like that, or even like right here on YouTube. I'm sure you guys probably know Mighty Raccoon, and Mighty Raccoon uses Blender. The same where Dylan Gu uses Blender. My friend Crimson Rents uses Cinema 4D, and those flash animations, I would never go to him and say, I think you should use Unreal Engine. I'm not gonna do that because he is a beast when it comes to Cinema 4D. That's to me to just say, not saying anything to pick on the question, but I was me just say is that whatever program you choose to master, or whatever program you choose to be comfortable in, or whatever program you are comfortable in, I would then stick with that program, because there's a lot of people that have taken that actual program and done amazing things with it. So that's I hope that answers your question a bit. I don't know why I did this in IK when I should have done this in FK. Just didn't rotate yet. Oh, no, definitely gonna do all that. Give it more of an attack look. Bring the shoulders back. Now this is good, except that I feel like both poses kind of have the same leg stance. I mean, not that it matters, but so bend him down a bit and then kind of bring his body up, make it look more menacing. Down. There we go. That looks a little bit better. So then we have, if you were to look at it, more renders. Good. All right, good. Okay. I mean, we're setting on just a scene, just a little bit of groundwork. We'll do one more pose, and then once we do that last werewolf, and we set that last one up, then we'll probably be it for the stream. I might want to keep them light, keep them an hour. Would you guys be interested in more than an hour stream? Let me know in the comments. This is 2.3. Well, first let's change this. Boom. Okay, let's look at where it would be in the it could be really anywhere. So if I was looking at the camera, I guess I got to put one right here, right? I'm moving back some bit because obviously he's way too close. Still back some more. This one I'll actually keep the I'll do a ground pose, but a dual ground pose on this one. I think we did the 2 arms up, so we'll do a dual ground poses, I guess. Listen, we got some pretty interesting poses here for werewolves. Look at this one. Look at this. That's a nice pose. These are cool. There's like a whole kung fu ish type of poses. This is pretty much gonna be a pretty standard, looks like, pose for most werewolves. Imagine flexing on them haters. Not getting too much luck here. You got some. Look at this. That's funny. Let's look up back to the top. let's do reference. Let's see if this comes up with anything. This is I wonder if this is something interesting on DeviantArt. Pose reference for werewolves. Is it just the one, or is it the Patreon type of thing? Do they have multiple? Actually, DeviantArt would probably be a great place to look up some werewolf. Just look at some poses and maybe not. Oh, maybe. There's some different type of werewolves happening over here. Okay. Before I go down our whole rabbit hole, I might as well just be better off just copying some of the similar poses that they've had here. Ooh, I like this. Just like this. I like some of these poses here. I like this one a lot, actually. I like this pose a lot. Let's see. Favorite RWBY character. Favorite RWBY character. Whew. Personally, my favorite, man, that's tough. Just because I feel like it's kind of cheap to say Yang. Like, I feel like that's a lot of people's favorite RWBY character, just because she punches, like, she has shotguns in her hands. Like, what's cooler than that? Like, you know, I'm trying to see if there's any. Pyro was great. Pyro was a beast. Pyro was good, but I'm gonna, like, when I know Yang's about to go at it, I like her attitude. I know she's about to go and fight. Like, I look forward to those. So sorry, not sorry. Yang for sure is my favorite RWBY character. And how do you add shaders to your animation? Are you referring to the fact that these are gray? No, they're loaded into they're there. It's just I'm a little lazy in putting the shaders onto it. But since you're asking, I'll go ahead and do it after I set this pose. Yeah, I'll do it because I know they're looking kind of gray and a little sad. but they have shaders, I promise. Let's see. Alright, this one. Let's lean back here. Kind of bring this up here. Right, to get this reference. Always use reference if you're an animator, guys. Always use reference. I'm definitely not going to be posing all of these myself. Perfect. And this angle up. Oh yeah, it looks nice. Than the typical just fight pose that it has. So if we can get and to look at RWBY. Yeah. First, let's save, because that'd be very bad if it crashed. But I will set, since if you're patient and you're still in the how do you call it? In the chat. RWBY King Productions. What do you think of RWBY Volume 7? I like the RWBY versus Aesop's fights. I haven't seen Volume 7. Well, the whole thing. I'm in like episode 6, 5 or 6. I do know that they fight. I don't know why that they fight. I've seen bits of the fight scene online. I haven't watched it. I heard it was a really good fight to watch. I've been watching it slowly, not on purpose, just cause I don't know. I just kind of been taking my time with it. But when I do watch it, which I'm sure is soon, because it can't be that long. It's only like 12 or 15 episodes, right? Whenever I do watch it, I will let you know. But I did hear that fight was good, so I'm looking forward to that. RWBY has her textures, repath, black. Yep, there you go, right? So for RWBY King Productions, if you're still here, I just kind of loaded my textures back in. How I did that, because this is completely off screen, right? This is for Maya. This is a Maya specific thing. There's a texture editing window where I just kind of go back into my folder and just link up where the textures are. So the werewolves have their textures in the scene. I know that in the original animation they're more black, which I could make them in the render. I don't know if I want to do that. I like the fact that they have, and then the fur is gonna look more realistic. And I'm probably gonna make the eyes do glow red, maybe a little bit differently, but it's gonna be, it's definitely gonna be there. But RWBY King Productions, can you give me a shout out? Sure. Shout out to RWBY King Productions. Check his stuff out. But yeah, that's yeah, this looks good. I mean, this looks alright. This is good for now, man. Like, it's gonna look better with everything kind of posed there. So we did RWBY. We got the RWBY stands there. We're starting to in the environment. You know, we're starting to just pose and posing the characters. into the scenes. That's it. It's another process in the animation. What I would like to do, well, let me know if you guys will follow me. Follow me on my Discord. I definitely speak to them and try to find out exactly what is best for the stream. If you guys want to see this more often, want to kind of just cut to the cool parts, or just jump towards that. But I kind of wanted to show you guys a kind of an animation from start to finish. So everything so far that I've animated for this project has been on the stream, and whenever it's finished, you guys can use the stream to look back. Oh, okay, cool. This is how you figured out this and figured out that. I can't necessarily do that for Dragon's vs. Godzilla, but I wanted to do that for this, especially for Celebration, for helping me to get to 10K, and I think it'd be really, really cool to share that with you guys. Last question. I so wanted to learn more about your Maya to Unity workflow. Well, it's Unreal Engine, but I believe one of the other live streams I do it. So, do you use Cinema 4D? No, I use Maya and Unreal Engine. Thanks, Dave. Keep your phone on you. I will be calling you. But thanks you guys for watching. I appreciate it. I'm going to try to make these a little bit more consistent. I don't know about Friday nights. I don't know if that's really a good time to go ahead and do it. Maybe I can do Thursday. I'll ask my Discord to see what's the best time for. I guess the best time for everyone to kind of jump on. So if you guys did enjoy the stream, make sure to follow me on my Discord to find out when the next one's going to be. I will post it on there. If not, I think subscribing and then we'll just be just as fine. Make sure you have your notification bell selected so you guys know when the next video is coming on next. Thank you so much guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.